No more excuses in DC. The moves happening right now are shaking up the league, and the other teams can't believe it. The veteran tight end everyone overlooked has quietly become the key piece for our franchise quarterback. And folks, this is just the tip of the iceberg, nation. Our offensive line's transformation from a sieve to an impenetrable fortress will send shivers through the entire NFC East. But wait! The move that could leave the entire football world speechless is taking shape at this very moment. An elite pass rusher might be on their way to Washington as the clock ticks and the championship window closes. Our time is now. We can't waste this golden moment with Jaden at the helm. The renewal of a 34-year-old player rarely makes headlines. But now I ask you, what if I told you this veteran could be the stabilizing piece our team desperately needed? I believe Zack Ertz represents exactly that for the Commanders. Stats don't lie, friends. For the first time since 2019, Ertz surpassed 80 receptions in a season, racking up 809 yards with a reception grade of 72.5 according to Pro Football Focus. These are not just any numbers for a tight end, many considered past his prime. Jonathan Macri from PFF named him the most underrated player on our roster. And I completely agree. Do you know what it means to have a veteran of his caliber as a safety net for a young quarterback? I tell you, it's invaluable. Now let me ask you, is it a coincidence that Jaden Daniels' meteoric rise coincided with Ertz as his safety valve? I don't think so. Great quarterbacks always need that reliable tight end to show up on third down, and Ertz has been precisely that. With Deebo Samuel joining the receiving corps, we'll likely see fewer balls going Ertz's way. However, let me tell you this with total conviction. His impact goes far beyond the stats. He's a mentor, a solid blocker, and a veteran presence that helps stabilize the offense. This one-year contract for $6.25 million might not seem glamorous, but I assert that it could be one of the smartest moves we've made to build on last year's success. For years, one thing kept us in mediocrity: a porous offensive line that made it impossible to develop any quarterback. But now let me ask you, what happens when you finally protect your star? I believe we're about to find out. Adam Peters wasted no time addressing this chronic issue. While other teams were just beginning to court free agents, we were already finalizing a trade for Laramie Tunsil, a 5-time Pro Bowl left tackle. Not satisfied with that, we picked Josh Connolly Jr. from Oregon with the 29th pick of the draft, potentially solving our right tackle position. Andrew Eitz from Pro Football Focus has already placed the Commanders among the teams whose offensive lines will make a significant leap in 2025. Despite Tunsil's penalty issues in 2024, I tell you that his presence will bring the stability we've been desperately searching for over the years. Now let me ask, remember how Jaden Daniels had to use his exceptional athletic ability to escape constant pressure last season? I tell you, those days are over. With adequate protection, our offensive Rookie of the Year will have the time and confidence to elevate himself to a truly elite level. The gamble with Connolly is bold. Some analysts suggest he might perform better as a guard, but Washington is betting he can hold his own as a tackle. With a 78.1 rating in true pass situations according to PFF, I believe he has the tools to succeed. Is the investment worth it? I am convinced it is. We didn't give up substantial capital for Tunsil to watch him fail. We didn't spend the 29th pick on Connolly for gradual development. This is an investment with expectations of immediate performance while our Super Bowl window is open. If there's one thing that defines Adam Peters' vision in his second season as general manager, it's a clear objective: to maximize the exceptional talent of Jaden Daniels. Now let me ask you, are we witnessing the building of a dynasty in Washington? I believe all signs point to that. Christopher Knox from Bleacher Report rated Peters' moves with a B+, acknowledging that the Commanders will no longer be a surprise, but are equipped to face higher expectations. And I totally agree. The transformation has been extraordinary. From a 4-win team in 2023 to an 11-win contender that made it to the NFC Championship game. With 8 standalone games on the 2025 schedule, the NFL expects big things from us. The pressure is on, but I tell you this team is built to handle it. Daniels is more than just a talented quarterback. He is our most prized possession. His rookie season was arguably the best of any first-year quarterback in league history. But what impresses me the most is his balanced mindset and methodical approach that promise sustained success. Now let me ask, are there legitimate concerns that could block our path? I believe there are. We need to drastically improve our running. Back group. We are dangerously short on legitimate pass rushing options. Our safety unit could use further improvement. And the revamped offensive line has to effectively deal with the absence of right guard Sam Cosmi. However, I assert this with total conviction. If these questions are answered effectively, Coach Dan Quinn will have all the tools necessary to succeed. And if the Commanders manage to lift the Vince Lombardi Trophy at the end of the season, Peter's bold strategy will be a major reason why. If there's a lingering concern among Commanders fans, it's our ability to pressure the opposing quarterback. And now let me ask, what if we could rescue one of the league's best pass rushers from a complicated contract situation? I believe this could be an absolute game changer. Dorrance Armstrong Jr., our best threat on the edge, posted a pass rush win rate of only 14% last season, according to Pro Football Focus. We lost Dante Fowler Jr. and his 10 half sacks when he went to the Cowboys. Our situation is, frankly, concerning. That's why rumors about Trey Hendrickson, the Bengals All-Pro who they're in a contract dispute with, have generated so much interest. Douglas Fritz from Clutch Points put it clearly. This is the opportunity for Washington to prove they're playing to win the Super Bowl right now. Hendrickson's situation in Cincinnati has rapidly deteriorated. The 4-time Pro Bowler has revealed that communication has broken down, and both sides are firm in their positions. He won't play next season without a new contract. If owner Mike Brown doesn't want to pay up, a trade looks like a realistic alternative. Now let me ask, what could we offer that would excite the Bengals? I acknowledge that our situation is complicated. We don't have a second-round pick next year. Giving up our first round is out of the question. Perhaps a package of picks would suffice, but it's hard to know for sure. What we do know is that the Commanders have the financial flexibility to extend Hendrickson's contract. This would be a no-brainer if Peters hadn't made so many other moves. The fact he has complicates matters significantly. However, I tell you this with total conviction. If we somehow manage to acquire Hendrickson, it would be transformative. Having a player capable of instilling fear in opposing offensive lines would make a significant difference. It would improve everyone around him, and our hopes of winning the Super Bowl would increase exponentially. Is Peters willing to go all in? I believe he is. Despite being resource-strapped, I wouldn't be surprised to see him try. The real question is whether it will be enough to acquire the NFL's sack leader. The moment of truth has arrived. With Jaden Daniels emerging as a superstar, a revamped offensive line to protect him, and the possibility of adding an elite defensive threat, we are perhaps witnessing the most promising team in decades for this franchise. Do you believe adding Trey Hendrickson would be the final ingredient for a Super Bowl winning team? Or do you think the current moves are already enough? What other moves should Adam Peters make before the season starts? And remember, this channel is where true Commanders fans get the most comprehensive information and in-depth analysis. If you haven't subscribed yet, this is the perfect time to join our community. Leave a like, share with other fans, and don't forget to turn on notifications to stay updated with all the team's news. And remember, hail to the Redskins!